Hello, you absolutely amazing person, you. Sandy Boucher here once again, and I've been doing some brainstorming. There's some things I wanted to share with you about what I do, and more importantly, what I think you need and how I want to support you in that. And those assumptions are based on the fact that you're watching this video. So let's talk about it. Bonjour, Mishko Pakanon, Quain Adishnakas Mungdo Dam. Hi, everybody. My name is Sandy Boucher. I'm Red Thunderbolt Woman of the Loon Clan, a proud member of St. River First Nation in Treaty 3 territory in Northern Ontario, and I consider myself the key. Are you ready for this? The key. Isn't this thing epic? The key to First Nation markets. So, bottom line, I make a living talking about the ugly. I work with Canadian businesses, nonprofits, hospitals, universities, you name it, talking about the things they shouldn't say and helping them to understand the things they don't understand about Indigenous communities, Indigenous peoples, and the Canadian Indigenous history. Bottom line, I want Canadians to be successful while at the same time minimizing the stuff we might have to endure, the things that a salesperson or a consultant or representative might say because they didn't work with me first. They didn't have the key. So that's who I am, but my mission, what's the passion behind everything I do? My mission is to bring Canada together, period. End of story. And this morning when I was doing some training, like I said, I've been doing some brainstorming, I came up with 4 different ways, and considering how often I use the medicine wheel, no one should be surprised about that. But I came up with 4 different ways that I wanted to bring Canada together, what that vision, what together looked like for me. So first and foremost, let's see, I'm going to list them off, and I want you to consider them and think, ask yourself, would you like to live there? Would you like it if this was true? So the first one is, I want to bring Canada together so we can all earn a great living, Indigenous and non-Indigenous. How about not worrying how to make the car payment, the mortgage payment, the rent payment, or pay for groceries? Wouldn't that be amazing? Okay, that's 1. Number 2, bringing Canada together so we can all heal and be happy and Indigenous and non-Indigenous, because guess what? Indigenous people aren't the only people that need to heal, and so often I see in mainstream entities, they don't even want to hear about emotions. They don't want to talk about it. More often you're going to hear, get it together and do what you're supposed to do. Compartmentalize. That's not even healthy. We know that. So we should all have the time and the support and the means to heal and enjoy our lives. They're so short. We only go around once. Wouldn't that sound amazing? Oh, here comes Stormy checking this out. Number 3, bringing Canada together so we can all live in great communities, Indigenous and non-Indigenous. I don't care where you live, whether you're in a First Nation community, in a Métis settlement, or do Métis settlements still exist? I don't know. Just throw that in there. Or a municipality, a city, town. You know what I was thinking as I wrote that? So the neighborhood I live in, on one side of me, literally, this is absolutely true. Literally, on one side of me, I have the most amazing Anishinaabe, an indigenous Ojibwe female, and her beautiful family, and we talk over the fence, or I'll go visit her on a regular basis. And on the other side of me, I have another beautiful woman who lives there who is so not indigenous. And guess what? I talk to her over the fence, and we talk together just as often. It is beautiful. Each one of us, I wrote down there was 3 things that we respect. We each respect each other's privacy. I'm not leaning over the fence to check out what she's doing just to be nosy. The only time I'm leaning over the fence is to talk to either one of them. And they're not being nosy of what I'm doing. They might, Chris on one side, the indigenous person, we've known each other forever. We actually used to work together. So she might yell out, "What are you doing over there?" Right? But it's in a most beautiful, friendly way. The fence conversations I've already talked about, absolutely love those. That Wilson thing, if you get the reference. And we respect each other's space, right? If we're playing music, one of us might be blaring it or whatever. I've definitely been outside with earbuds on if I didn't want to interrupt with a family gathering that was happening next door. Imagine living in that kind of neighborhood. I do. So I would love to see that for everyone. And last but not least, I'm working my tush off to bring Canada together so we can all be free to be who we are, indigenous and non, practicing what we practice without being judged or condemned or ridiculed for it. No more assimilation, no more marginalization, no more squishing someone into a box, because get real, the box is not comfy for everyone. But, and here's where I'm going to move my microphone a little bit closer. So here's where I see, in my opinion, a mistake that Canada keeps making. When they look at bringing the country together, they look at it on a national scale. And that's not how you do anything. The big Christmas, Easter, what's another holiday? Thanksgiving, New Year's, that big, beautiful feast that you and your friends and family enjoy. That feast is made up of a bunch of different amazing dishes, and each one of those amazing dishes is made up of amazing ingredients. Start with the ingredients, Canada. If we get this together. So for the people watching this, do I expect you to take on bringing the country together? No. If you want to join me, that would be epic, but I'm not expecting that. Let's start with your home. Think Maslow's hierarchy of needs. You need that safety and that security. So when we talked about, like, in your home, you have to be able to earn enough money to pay for what you need. And if you're not bringing in enough money, we're going to look at different ways to get you to bring in more money, right? There's so many different options there. I'm not going to go into those. But that's like, you can't worry about bringing a country together if you're worrying about keeping a roof over your head. So don't even feel guilty. It's got to start with that. You got to have space and a place, I'm hoping. My mom used to always talk about building sanctuary. Your home has to be sanctuary, and there's a test you can do to prove to yourself if it is or not. If you're out doing whatever, working, socializing, whatever it is, and you come home at the end of the day, and when you walk in, you sigh, just that, then you know you built sanctuary. Your home has to be that safe space, that quiet space if you needed to be quiet, that place where you can truly be yourself, that healing space, that place where you can cry if you need to, where you can scream if you need to, where you can dance around if you need to, right? So you got to make enough money to be able to keep the roof over your head. You got to have a space where you can heal and be happy. We got to live in great communities. It starts with the community of the people in your home. And that, please tell me, you're allowing yourself to be yourself in your home. So a lot of you are going to start, you're working on the home first. Don't even think about anything else until you get that done. If you got the home checked off, that one's done. The challenge, now you move out into your neighborhood. Now you got to have amazing neighbors like I do. And guess what? You don't control what they do, but you can be an example of what you should do. Say hi to your neighbors. Okay. So I have a neighbor? Yeah, they're on the same block. So I'm going to call them a neighbor, except they live on the other side of the street. And I've been saying hello to them for almost the entire year that I have lived here. And up until very recently, they never said anything in return, and they actually turned away. I don't care. Who I am is not dependent on how others behave. I'm not putting them in charge of my life or the person I am. So I said hi every single time. And about a week ago, they said hi back. That's how you bring your neighborhood together. You be the respectful neighbor, not that 'cause I can, I'm going to do whatever I want. I don't care if it upsets other people. That makes you a lousy neighbor. That is nothing to be proud of. If you think that's something to be proud of, you're showing the world how disempowered you are. That is such a marginalized mentality. Right? Because when you do believe in yourself and your value, you don't need to treat other people like crap. So you may think you're convincing people otherwise. You're not. Okay? So your neighborhood. Once you got the neighborhood rocking and things are good, well, now you're going to work on your town or city. And trust me, I live in the city of Thunder Bay, Northern Ontario, Canada, known for its anti-Indigenous racism. There is a whole lot of work that needs to be done here, and that involves attending community meetings, answering surveys that go out, using my voice, whatever the case may be, whatever is needed in your community to bring it together so those four things are true. Remember, everyone earning enough income to be able to survive. Everyone. If someone's impoverished, we got to fix that. We got to help them and support them, not judge them. We have to make sure everyone's got a chance to heal, right? And be happy. We got to make sure that this is a great community for everyone and make sure that they get to be who they are, whether that means they practice a different religion or faith than you do or speak a different language. That's okay. Wildflowers, field of wildflowers, coat of many colors. Differences are beautiful. Home, neighborhood, town or city. Then if you're really rocking it, you're going to work out into your region or district, whichever applies in your area. And then you get to work on your province, and then you can join me working on the country. So how does that sound? Where are you at? What level are you at? I'm praying. I am praying. And I know it's not going to be true. But I really, really wish that every single person that is hearing my voice right now is crushing it at home, that you all have a beautiful sanctuary where you're loved and cherished. Even if you're by yourself, I am totally loved and cherished in my home and by my cats. Oh, someone's having dinner. That's because it's feeding time. Yikes. I just saw the clock. That's why Stormy's over there chowing down, trying to show me, like, excuse me, I got to eat the dry stuff now? Go off on a cat food rant. Really, Sandy? Really? Anyways, that's how we bring this together. It's not how do I solve the nation? It's how do you fix your house? How do you fix your neighborhood? How do you fix your town or city? How do you fix your region or district? How do you fix your province? And then how do you fix the country? Which just reminds me, I'm filming this long before you're going to see it. I'm filming this on election day, and pretty soon the TV's got to come on. Praying for all of us. Really, really hoping for some good news tonight. I'm dying to hear, without calling yourself out, right? Like, don't share anything that, you know what, you can always email me privately. But please, get yourself to Sanctuary, create Sanctuary so that you can help me start fixing all of the other stuff. I hope you enjoyed that. I just finished the most amazing meeting a meeting with other Indigenous entrepreneurs, all of us who have decided to do it our way, and every single one of us are successful as a result. That is encouraging. So that proves those stereotypes are so inaccurate, but they're dangerous because Indigenous people are buying those stereotypes just as much as non-Indigenous people are. That's one of the things I'm trying to fix. Okay, so help me bring this country together. Until next week, a shorter video this week. I hope you don't mind. And I doubt it. Don't you mind? Prayers for this country and the election. I guess you could put it in the comments. Did it turn out the way you hoped it would? Praying. Until next time. I love you. Take care. Bye-bye.